Good morning, church. Something unusual this morning from the Old Testament. When a grain is sifted, a term we use scripturally some, the unusable parts are separated from the useful parts. Chaff around wheat is shaken free from the valuable grains of wheat that are needed to sustain life, to encourage life. Or the same for corn. We separate the chaff away from the corn. Did you know that God sifts us? He sifts his people. Amos 9, verse 9. I read this in Spurgeon the other day. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all the nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. You shall not, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. What does God intend in sifting us? Well, he's separating us from us, the things that are not good in us. We have things in our lives that are useless, even lifeless. Chaff was lifeless. If you remember the passage in Psalm 1, it's a contrast between the godly man that's a tree full of life and the wicked man that is full of death. And the wicked man is described as chaff. So chaff is lifeless, it's useless. It was something in that culture that nobody could even figure out how to use. And God is helping us take the unhealthy things, the unusable things, the lifeless things, like the husk on the grain of wheat, take those things out of us. We have desires and ventures and passions and even attitudes within our old nature that have to be sifted out. But here's the good news. God's doing the sifting. And although Satan may desire to sift us, like he did Peter, Christ said, after I've prayed for you, you're going to come back around. And so Peter, on the night of Jesus' arrest, was sifted by Satan, but ultimately becomes this very powerful missionary. God is the ultimate one in charge of the process. Even Job was sifted by Satan, and in the process of that became even more glorifying to God. Like Peter, we will endure and come out stronger. Like Job, sifted by Satan, we will worship God more fully in the end and be more godly after the sifting. And I'd like you to note this final phrase in Amos 9, verse 9. He says, Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. When God sifts us, he knows some of us are weaker than others. Some of us are frail and small. Some of us are the least of these. And the least grain will not fall upon the earth. God will not lose any one of us in the sifting process. He will not let a small or a weak child of his fall to the ground. All of us will be sifted, saved, and used for good by the Lord. So let's spend some time today thanking God even for the sifting as he makes us more usable for his kingdom work. Be blessed, keep walking with him, and enjoy your scriptures today. Thanks.